Imagine waking up to a world where the very seeds you plant and the fertilizers you rely on to feed your family are suddenly under the government's magnifying glass. Could this be the tipping point for farmers everywhere? That's the dramatic reality unfolding as the U.S. government gears up to probe farm input suppliers amid skyrocketing costs, a move that's already rattling stock markets and sparking heated debates. But here's where it gets controversial. Is this a heroic stand against corporate greed or an overreach that could stifle innovation and drive up prices even further? Let's dive in and unpack this story step by step, making sure even newcomers to agricultural economics can follow along easily. On September 25, 2025, at 4:20 p.m. UTC, with an update rolling in at 7:10 p.m. UTC, U.S. Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins dropped a bombshell announcement that could reshape the farming landscape. She revealed that the United States is launching a thorough investigation into suppliers of essential crop inputs, like seeds and fertilizers, for possible antitrust violations. This isn't just bureaucratic jargon. Antitrust laws are designed to prevent companies from unfairly dominating markets, which could mean artificially inflating prices or limiting choices for farmers. To put it simply, if a handful of big players are colluding to jack up costs, the government wants to break that up and ensure fair play. The ripple effects were immediate and intense. Share prices for companies in the agriculture sector took a nosedive, reflecting investor fears that this scrutiny could lead to fines, breakups, or other penalties. Rollins made the statement during a conference in Missouri, emphasizing the collaborative effort between the Department of Agriculture and the Department of Justice. They've formalized their partnership with a memorandum of understanding, committing to take a hard look and scrutinize competitive conditions in the agriculture marketplace, including antitrust enforcement that promotes free market competition. In plain terms, this MOU is like a pact between two government branches to act as referees in the game of supply and demand, ensuring that no one team, think massive corporations, gets to bend the rules. And this is the part most people miss. While the goal is to protect farmers from exploitative pricing, critics argue that such investigations could have unintended consequences. For instance, what if the suppliers being targeted are actually innovating to meet global challenges like climate change or food shortages? A classic example is how seed companies have developed drought-resistant varieties that help farmers in arid regions, potentially saving crops and livelihoods. If antitrust probes lead to stricter regulations or forced divestitures, might that discourage future investments in research and development? It's a delicate balance. On one hand, fostering competition to keep costs down. On the other, risking the loss of advancements that benefit everyone. But here's where it gets really intriguing. Some experts whisper that this move isn't just about economics. It could be politically charged, especially with elections looming. Is the government using this as a populist tool to appeal to rural voters frustrated by inflation? Or is it a genuine effort to address systemic issues in an industry where a few giants control much of the market? Think about it. Companies like Monsanto, now part of Bayer, or Cargill have faced similar scrutiny in the past for their market dominance. Could this investigation pave the way for smaller, local suppliers to thrive, or will it create chaos that hurts the very farmers it's meant to help? As we wrap this up, I can't help but wonder, do you see this as a necessary crackdown on monopolies or a slippery slope toward government control over private enterprise? Should farmers have more say in how these investigations unfold, or is the current approach spot on? Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you agree that free market competition is the key to affordable inputs? Or is there a better way to tackle these cost surges? Let's keep the conversation going. Your perspective could shed light on this evolving story.